Alright. Hello everyone, my name is TLG and I'm here to play some Black Desert Online. As you can see here, um, there's something that crashed my computer. What do you call this? Yeah. Um, I have no internet access though. Yeah, on that day. So the further let's play is the gameplay. Planning to finish the auto.
It was you. After the tournament ended and we parted ways, I was hungry and headed to the town, Tootie. A masked figure appeared with a strange orb and attacked me, Tootie.
If they were wearing a mask, it's gotta be the centipede market, no doubt. In that orb, I'm betting it's the relic from Tiger Palace.
Centipede market? An artifact, Tootie, from Tiger Palace? I have no clue what those are, Tootie. Such a swift attack, I could not fight, Tootie. And they trapped me in a bamboo container. Next, Tootie, I woke up and found myself here. At first, Tootie, I thought my master had saved me. I feared my life was ending there, Tootie. But thanks to you, Tootie, I did not die.
Even with the tournament of your dreams coming up, you were dead set on clearing out bandits. So we never could imagine someone like you would be up to something so dastardly. Glad it's settled. The real bad guys are those fellas from the centipede market. We gotta clear them out pronto. Masked man. From the start, I had a feeling he wasn't just some ordinary fella. Considering Zhang Ik-sun followed him, I wouldn't be surprised if Zhang Des-sung's caught up in this too. They're from the most prestigious family in the country. It's shocking to see someone like him so powerless. Just what exactly are these guys planning for our country? How far are they willing to take this? I was already on edge when he summoned up that apex Changi at Yunru. But to think he could control living yogis, catching and releasing them at will. Let's go over all this again later. Looks like the master of the Sorion Corps is heading our way.
They say that leaving home for the first time brings hardship. How do you feel now that you've experienced it firsthand?
Master, I just want Tootie to probably be known as your successor, Tootie.
I am truly ashamed. I couldn't trust you until the end. I am sorry, Uteri. They say that leaving home...
Beans are banned for the time being. Relying on such tricks is why you lost to those centipedes. A Musa of Surion speaks only with his sword and spear.
Until I claim the martial god's seat, slash strike, I shall repeat, Tootie.
Congratulations on your victory at the tournament, Traveler. Here, take this. It's the Martial God's secret manual. Of course, for someone as strong as you, this manual might seem insignificant. You won't be joining the Surion Corps, will you? I suppose you are destined to roam like the wind once more. Do you need assistance? If someone like you requires help, it must be a daunting task indeed. The Surion Corps will be ready to answer your call. If you need us, we will stand as your allies.
Well now, feels like we've got the strength of 1,000 men at our backs. We sure appreciate that. All right then, since everything's sorted out, let's saddle up and head back to Yunru.
Alright.
This swamp.
We'll finally finish it though. Finally. Then this one.
Oh my! Have you been watching too many fools perform? Does that even make sense? Traveler, you're right in the nick of time. The truth is more absurd than a fool's antics, as they say. It's a perfect saying to fit the story she has. Joey, tell it one last time, please. Well, lately I've been preparing for an act myself and needed a few things. So I visited the marketplace. It's been a while since I went out, and I was so excited, looking around at everything. I suddenly heard a loud commotion from a tavern. Being the curious person I am, I rushed over, and there was a man, sitting in the yard, crying his heart out, sobbing like the earth would swallow him whole. I wondered why such a grown man would act like that. So I asked him. Oh my, his response was unbelievable. A few days ago, he came home from work, feeling strangely uneasy. When he looked at the steps by the door, he saw there was only one pair of shoes, meaning his wife was home alone. But oh my, when he listened in a little closer, he could hear murmuring voices coming from inside the room. So, the man was so shocked that he yelled, "Who goes there?" And then, something that seemed both human and not, you know? It threw bedding over itself and bolted out of there. The man, trying to calm his pounding heart, cornered his wife and demanded to know, who was that man? But just like normal, usually how these stories go, the wife insisted she was innocent, claiming she knew nothing. Then, wouldn't you know it, she fell ill and started to waste away, and eventually she disappeared without a trace.
Why, that sounds like the plague god. That house is not haunted by an admirer, but by a malevolent entity. The plague god is a spirit known to spread disease. It's a vile entity that creeps along the walls. Long ago, the goddess Samshin managed to banish it, but it appears to have found its way back for reasons unknown.
Huh? But, Director, they say his wife didn't just die normally after wasting away. She simply vanished.
Is that so? How peculiar. Please, go on with your tale. I must attend to my next lesson. Take care now.
Yes, Director. And then the man, he kept crying, saying if only he hadn't confronted her so harshly.
Sheesh. Takes one pesky plague god to turn a happy home upside down. My heart goes out to that fella.
Dulce! Traveler! Long time no see, Meowp. Soul is still hopping and bustling as ever, Meowp.
Dude! From Donghae Province to Seoul is, like, turtly far.
Well, howdy there, Miss Mill. Mr. Turt. What brings you all around these parts?
heard the news in Belt County about the Lake King's passing, Milp. Even though I'm an exiled soul, Milp, as a loyal subject, I couldn't send off his late majesty from afar, Milp. So, I snuck out of my place of exile, Milp. But why did Mr. Shelferbrains follow me here, Milp?
Gah, but...
Sometime today, Mr. Turt. You make me so upset at times. But you were saying? Hope I didn't hop in at a bad time, Yelp.
Yeah, I was about to tell the traveler about all the rumors floating around the marketplace.
Really, Milp? I've got something to say, too. On my way here, I saw an odd person, Milp.
Someone odd? If you ask me, you're the oddest one round these parts, Miss Meow. So, how'd they look?
Oh,
They were wearing such a colorful hanbok and a bright red mask, Milp.
Huh? That kind of outfit's what all them masked dancers wear, ain't it? What's so peculiar about that?
That outfit... Might it be... Sir Byung? He's quite famous around these parts. Yes, Sir Byung. They say he suddenly appeared one day when Seoul was shrouded in heavy fog. He's not a medical practitioner, but when he dances, people say their ailments simply vanish. Everyone who saw him was healed, so now everyone is desperate to meet him.
Healing folks with a dance, you say? Now that's something right out of a fairy tale, ain't it? If only we knew sooner, maybe His Majesty...
Who knows? One minute he's in the east, the next in the west, so no one really knows where he is. I'm not too sure why, but many people claim to have seen him near Sungyemun Gate. Even so, he appears and disappears so quickly that it's hard to catch an actual glimpse of him. His mysterious actions have sparked all sorts of rumors, which snowballed into something much bigger. Some even say he is the child of the Dragon King who rules over the Sechun flower fields, or whatnot.
No certain way.
Well, golly, Mr. Turt, why you gotta take things so serious like? Just think of it this way. There's something mighty peculiar about this fella if he's making folks out there believe just about anything.
There is something, but these aren't my own thoughts, you know? I'm just relaying what I've heard. A group of followers have formed around him, and they're spreading some very audacious rumors. Well, what I'm trying to say is... Oh, dear. Miss Mio, could you step aside for a moment?
Oh, unbelievable! Picking on me now, Milp. Is it 'cause I'm a zombie, Milp? Well, you needn't worry. Even if I go over there, my flopping big ears can hear every word you say, Milp.
Fine. They're saying the false crown prince should be overthrown, and Byung should take the throne. Utter nonsense.
What kind of weak old pig slop is that? Do these folks want to be strung up like a dried fish on a straw rope?
Dulce, I know you're hopping mad, but calm the Milp down. Even the suffering masses need a voice, Milp. But that Byung character seems suspect, Milp. We should hop on and investigate, Milp.
Well, shucks. Let's get to it. Byung himself must have heard such dreadful talk, so it's mighty strange he's letting those rumors run wild like a crab in a cornfield. Miss Wada, Miss Chohi, thank you kindly. We'll be back for more news soon, you hear? Now then, after hearing the whole story, it sure is suspicious for someone to be wandering around wearing a mask, ain't it? Claiming to cure diseases, but really just tricking honest folks. That's what he's doing. Sounds mighty shady if he's hiding his face like that.
No need to hop to conclusions right away, Milp. I guess I'll have to investigate on my own, too.
Alrighty then. Miss Mio, you go ahead and investigate real good now. We're gonna find out where Sir Byung's gone off to, you hear? Trevor, first things first, we gotta check with the gatekeeper at Sungnemun. You can't get anywhere without passing through that gate now, can you?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you there! Have you seen anyone wandering around here wearing a bright red mask?
Red mask this, red mask that. Enough with the red masks already. If you're sick, go see an actual healer, not some masked quack. We're gatekeepers, not a search party, so get lost. I got duties to attend to.
Well now, good sir, why the long face? How about a handshake, huh?
What are you doing grabbing my hand like that? You trying to spread the sickness, are you? Huh?
Oh dear, you've got yourself a nice round blister on that there hand of yours. Must be from all that hard work protecting folks like us all day long. Got yourself a worker's badge, I see.
So, about that, red mask. Are you talking about the guy who keeps sneaking into the restricted area?
Huh? Restricted area? Didn't know we got one of those in Huanghe province. First time I done heard of it.
Oh, it's a village that sprang up not too long ago. Hardly anyone travels between there and Seoul. Well, that's because it was originally a secret settlement for those exiled from Seoul. Now a plague has hit hard and the whole place has been completely sealed off.
Oh, you talking about Dongmako village, huh? You telling me there's a plague making rounds over there?
It's been a damn headache lately. Folks trying to flee are causing quite the commotion. But we can't afford to spread the plague to Seoul, can we? So we've sealed everything off. Things did quiet down a bit after that red-masked fellow showed up, though. Word is spread like wildfire. These days, if someone so much as sneezes, they all start looking for the masked guy. Just before you arrived, he passed through this gate. Seemed like he was heading towards the restricted area. If you follow the path straight ahead, you should catch up to him. He wasn't exactly in a hurry. Listen, because I appreciate your dedication to the kingdom, let me give you some advice. Don't even think about going near that place. The higher-ups are all on edge. Anyone who so much as sets foot in that area is forbidden from entering Seoul. That's a direct order.
Ah, well, we sincerely appreciate you giving us that heads up. We could have found ourselves in a right old mess. Traveler, we ain't heading to Dongmako village no more. We're going that way. Take care now.
Hida!
God, fiddlesticks. There's definitely something fishy going on in Dongmako village with that plague spreading around. And it ain't just small fish, neither. And if that ain't enough, the talk of the town is that someone's been sneaking in and out of the village like they own the place. Now, from what old Dose has seen, there's always something up in places like this. We ain't got no time to waste. Let's head to Dongmako village right away. Over there! Look! It's the Red Mask! The Red Mask! That's right! A colorful outfit with a red mask. It's Sir Be-Young. Good Lord, what's he doing dressed like a traveler? You better check...
Alright.
Hida!
What's it for? Just need a breather here. Whew. Whew. Was he using some kind of dough art or something? I swear he was moving slow just a moment ago. Oh, man. Dongmak Old Village used to be so peaceful. It's changed so much. What a shame. I remember coming here as a kid, holding my father's hand. Back then, it was such a beautiful and heartwarming town.
Tell me, why should we bend the knee to a king who ignores his sick and poor subjects?
Hear, hear! Such a king deserves death! Sir Bi-hyung is the only one who truly deserves the throne!
Crown prince or not, what difference does it make? Whoever sits on the throne will still ignore this place.
I'm sick to death of these high and mighty Yangban squabbles. It's always us common folk who bear the brunt of it.
Enough of this nonsense! Let's make Sir Bi-hyung the king of our town! With all due reverence and dedication!
Hold on a sec. No matter how tough it gets, there's things you can say and things that shouldn't leave your mouth. This is nonsense.
Huh? Look! It's Sir Bi-hyung!
He has returned!
We're saved! Sir Bi-hyung!
Whoa! What the heck? He woke up.
Oh, my body doesn't hurt anymore. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank not me, young man, but the goddess Samshin.
Well, I'll be. Is that really Bi-hyung's power? Healing folks with a jig and a twirl?
Oh, traveler. You possess a power that does not belong to this place. Water always flows from high to low, and fate is the red thread connecting us. Our meeting was destined. Indeed, I am Bi-hyung, standing before you.
Now what kind of ballin' Hosu nonsense was that? You some kind of monk or something? Is that what this is?
The principles of the world are simple. Everything flows as it should. I'm tending to those who can't afford to pay a healer, who had resigned themselves to wait for death's cold embrace.
What? No way. I don't know what parlor tricks you're up to, but you ain't gathering sick people for a rebellion or something now, are you? Based on what these folks are saying, sounds like someone's fixing to head the Gyeongbokgung Palace and crown themselves king.
You suspect me of seeking the crown? Do you take such rumors seriously? The people's will is the will of the heavens. So, keep a close ear to the voice from the sky. This land must heed the cries of the sick and poor who have been left to die.
Hey now, just because you got a mouth don't mean you gotta flap it all the time. We ought to take it to the Royal Investigation Bureau and give it a good twisting.
Laws and punishments are mere worldly matters. I have transcended such things long ago. So, do not be bound by trivialities. Until we meet again, I await our next encounter.
Traveler, I reckon that ain't no ordinary fella. Seems like he's got a few loose screws, if you know what I'm saying. First step should be asking folks exactly what kind of mischief he's been stirring up. Oh, just wait till we run that rascal in. Heard prison grub's been real tasty lately. Oh, just... Who was that figure dancing over there earlier? What's his story? I'm itching to know.
Are you talking about Sir Bi-hyung? He's a savior. He takes care of those abandoned by the nation.
Did that fella ever say something wild like he wants to become the new king or something?
I don't recall him ever saying that. He's not the type to say such things.
Who dares to so casually invoke his name?
That wasn't no ordinary move. I was right impressed, let me tell you.
It's a sacred right to banish the plague, sir. Those of us here suffer no common malady.
I myself just wandered into this town long ago. Not sure, but it hasn't been long, has it? I remember hearing he didn't come alone. Someone was beside him then. Or was it not so?
Oh, beg your pardon. You must be beat. Thanks for the chin wag. It's time for us to hit the trail, traveler. That bee young fellow was spewing out some floaty wisdom and talking big, but he never said he'd be king, huh? If so, then the townsfolk must have been so bewitched by that dance, they spun those tales themselves. But after taking a stroll around the town, I can see why folks were gabbing about such things. I never would have thought Dongmakol village could change this much. This old country bumpkin just found out about this for the first time, too. Speaking as myself, us book-smart folk are paid to ensure that people can live without worries. Kinda like what went down in Donghae province. There's still a heap of things I'm missing. Honestly, it's downright embarrassing. We can't really fault the folks for cursing the king when their life's a living hell. Let's head back to Yuanru. By the way, my back's been itching something fierce since earlier. Could you take a look, traveler? What? Again? Could it be because Mihun's been tagging along? You're joking, right? Just pulling my leg? What's with that look? Is it the real deal? Tell me it's nothing. It's all gonna be hunky-dory, right? Right? Wait, you don't reckon... Could it be the plague? Oh no, should I go fetch Bee-Hung for myself? No, he's just a malpracticing quack. The sun bee shouldn't be falling for such nonsense. Well, I'll head to the infirmary. You take your time, but not too long. Hope to see you there soon.
Come on, it.
One.
I would.
What kind of...
Did you?
What? You need any? You need any? What do you need?
What brings you here? A sword? A bow? Or a shield? Just say the word. I'll get... Whoop.
There, look at... A strong mind. Knowledge is precious, like...
I really need to...
Tyrant!
Would you like? You should.
Where in the heck did you catch this from? I can't treat this. You need to get out, now.
Hey now, why don't you take a gander first? Sure it ain't just your average boil? You think it's something serious?
Did you, by any chance, visit Dongmakol village? I'm certain they've restricted access there.
How'd you know? I just got back from there. Why? You telling me there ain't no way to fix this here boil?
I can't believe how careless folks have become with the quarantine. I can't treat you, so pack your things and leave Seoul right away. Immediately.
So what about me? Am I just supposed to kick the bucket? No, sirree. What about my sweet darling wife? I can't leave her behind now, can I?
Listen, I told you, there's no treatment for this. Please, leave now before I have to call the constables. What part of there is no treatment don't you understand? I said there's none. None. None at all.
Why are you so gosh darn grumpy? Fine, I get it. If it can't be fixed, then it can't be fixed. No need to get so riled up over it. I'm leaving.
Is it just me, or are there more and more people showing up with these same symptoms every day?
I got run out of there real fast. So now what? Should I throw some silver at the boil and hold a ritual over it or something? Last time in Hennim Village, it was blue boils, and now it's red ones. What in the mystical mayhem is going on? I reckon I must have been a healer in my past life, plucking out boils before biting the dust. And now I'm on the other end of the stick.
My word. Your face is clouded with worry. Might a red boil be causing you suffering?
Whoa! You nearly scared the liver out of me. What's the big idea sneaking up like that? If my fresh young liver gets all messed up, are you gonna take responsibility for it? Huh? I'll have you know that this here liver has been approved by a gumiho. Do you know how valuable that makes it?
I tend to be quite light on my feet. I meant no harm, so please do forgive me. The stories from the infirmary have traveled on the wind all the way to my ears, like scattered willow leaves. The physician there is skilled, but he lacks the courage to match. As it takes much courage to advance into the eye of a storm, the same stalwart heart is required to cut out the root of a great illness.
Well, well, ain't you just a silver-tongued devil? Treated a lot of folks kicked out like me, have you?
Indeed, if this is the type of red boil I assume it to be, I think I can be of service. However...
However? However what? I'll do anything you ask. Go on, speak up. Just say what you want.
I've run out of the ingredients needed for the treatment. If you could possibly go gather them for me.
Oh, that ain't no problem at all, really. No worries. Our traveler here's an expert on these kind of fetching tasks, aren't you?
I'll be waiting at the tavern in the marketplace. Come to find me once you've gathered everything.
only look for herbs when you're... Would you like...
You arrived much sooner than I expected. It couldn't have been easy. How very impressive. Now, let's take a look at that boil. Where's the affected area? Show me.
So there's a tiny little something right on my back. Right, over here.
Ah, I see. It's the same type of boil that's ailing the patients in Dongmakol. This could have been much worse. Glad you made it in time. Now, this might feel a bit chilly, so don't be surprised.
Whew! Feels like a splash of cold water in winter, don't it? Really? I was feeling all stiff and achy. Now I feel light as a feather.
Thank goodness you're all right. The boil hadn't festered yet, so it was easy to treat.
Well, now, you didn't use no medicine, no acupuncture. You didn't squeeze it out, neither. How'd you manage to get rid of that boil?
In all honesty, I bend the dragon god to my will and harness its powers to heal people. Yes, you may simply call me Bihyang. It is the people who graciously laud me with superlative titles.
Well, I'll be. Without that mask on, I didn't realize who you were.
No, nothing so grandiose. I'm simply here hoping to learn a bit more about the ways of Jado arts.
I mean, back then I reckon he was just a swindler tricking folks. But I was just judging a book by its cover. Even that healer couldn't fix my boil, but he took care of it right before my eyes. I see why the common folk trust him. Excuse me. If I said something that hurt your feelings back then, I'm mighty sorry. Been a bit on edge these days, so I might have come off a tad prickly.
It's fine. No need to worry about it. Don't hold it against yourself either. Although your condition has improved for now, it may suddenly worsen without warning. If your health declines, feel free to come visit me in Dongmakol anytime. Well, I'll be going now. May your journey be safe as well, traveler.
What? Why, that's rather sudden, ain't it? Without taking any payment. Reckon I owe you a good meal at the very least, don't you think?
It's all right. Please, give that meal to someone more in need. Farewell.
Oh my. Reminds me of old Lady Biddy Gong Duck and Body. Seems like all them devout folk are so kind. Yeah, I know, traveler. It was just a big old misunderstanding, that's all. Now, you know that young man is doing what even the officials of this country wouldn't bother lifting a finger for, right? How could anyone dislike such a kind soul? I experienced his generosity firsthand, you know. By the way, what in tarnation is the Ministry of Culture doing? Sitting and twiddling their thumbs while this plague spreads rampant. You see, over yonder, that's the office that oversees the infirmary. And the head honcho there is the Minister of Culture. They got their hands in all sorts of things. Rituals, funerals, medicine, education. They even entertain foreign diplomats, you know? Oh, remember when you first came to Seoul and registered as a Hyunghwain at the Foreign Affairs Office? That's under the Ministry of Culture, too. They should be busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest, but they sure seem to be taking it easy, don't they? The land of the morning light usually only puts folks in office who can pass them rigorous exams. Just the way it is, you know? But there's one exception, and that's the Ministry of Culture. The Kim family of Bukpo has had a stranglehold on it for ages. They're a family with exceptional medical know-how, saving lives left and right, so it's understandable they get special treatment. But on the flip side, it's like they've got themselves a lifetime gig, ain't it? So what can you do? Even if they mess up, they don't get fired. They can slack off all day, every day, and no one bats an eye. That's the kind of folks I can't stand. Right now, they're probably over at the National Music Institution, acting like they're training court musicians or whatnot. Damn it. Just thinking about it makes my blood boil. I gotta go stir things up.
Hit him!
Again? Again! Why can't you keep proper time? Are your eardrums sewn shut or something? How is it, despite my repeated admonishments, you've made absolutely no improvement at all? It seems that thing set upon your shoulders is merely decorative. As it lacks any function, should we just lop it off?
Well, looky there. That old sourpuss is at it again, picking on some poor soul. We can't let that stand, can we? Now, I can't be having my face known to the higher-ups, so how about you mosey on over and try to calm things down, will you? And while you're at it, why not drop a little tale about Dongmakol? Got it? I'll be keeping a keen eye on things from here. Don't you worry none.
Again? What? How did you get in here? Guards! Get this scoundrel out of the institution at once. Wait. I thought you were some pathetic little ant who had wandered in looking for crumbs. Lo and behold, it's the hero of Donghae province. I heard you were naturalized thanks to the patronage of the former Chief Royal Secretary. But what brings someone of your esteemed status to such a humble place as this? Do you enjoy music, perchance? Ah, Dongmakol. Yes. But what does that have to do with you? Feeling a bit of pity for the masses? Do you know what we do when the livestock gets sick? First, we isolate the infected cow from the other cows. The dead cow from the epidemic is sent far, far away where no one treads and buried deep beneath the ground. If we do that with livestock, why do you think it would be any different with people? Especially as Dongmakol is. It's a place where we quarantine all the undesirables that shouldn't exist in Seoul. Do you catch my drift? Look, my servants, at how a single little ant has soured my mood. Now, I shall take my leave. Goodbye.
You card short of a full deck, ain't he? What kind of nonsense did I just hear spewing from an officer's mouth? Now, I reckon it's true that plague patients should be quarantined, but treating them like cattle? That ain't right, I tell you. If the Crown Prince can safely ascend to the throne, first thing we gotta do after is reform the Ministry of Culture. No two ways about it. Sure, Bi-hyung is out there curing folks, but how is one man supposed to handle all them people by his lonesome? You know, they say a strong body is the best defense against illness. Let's pitch in and help out where we can.
Those poor folks. Just the other day, Sunduk's mother from next door was taken by the illness. What's happening to this nation?
Don't you worry none. I'm as fit as a fiddle now. Look at me. Not a boil on me, see?
No boil? So you're completely clear of contamination now? How on earth did this happen? Don't tell me you also...
I also what? Was healed by Sir Bi-hyung? So you do know him, don't you? So why'd you just shoo me away without a word last time?
As a practitioner of medicine who values experimentation and verification, how can I recommend such unexplainable treatments to my patients? Well, is this really how the average plague behaves? Do I need to relearn all that I used to know about plagues?
Now I see. You ain't a corrupt doctor, but a man of principles. So then, how about lending us a hand?
Help you? With what? Hasn't the boil already disappeared completely? What more do you need my help with?
Well, if we ain't got a cure-all potion, least we can do is help care for folks so they can give that illness a run for its money.
You want me to make a nourishing decoction to send to Dongmakol? Sounds like a plan. Ignoring their plight hasn't been easy on my soul. Well, the thing is, I recently sent some cured foods to the Chue family, and now I'm all out of ingredients. I'll handle the preparation of the herbal decoction, so would you gather the herbs for me? Can you handle that?
Heck, no two ways about it. Our traveler here is the best dang herb picker this side of the sun and moon.
Oh, is that so? Well then, Dulce, you come lend me a hand. We'll be waiting for your return, traveler.
You shouldn't only look for herbs when you're sick. It's best to take them regular.
Well, I'll be. You sure got back in a jiffy. I was just fixing to brew up that remedy.
Incredible! You really dug all this up? You'd make quite the fortune here, my friend. Honestly, I didn't expect you'd gather up all this. I still can't believe it. This method was passed down to me by the best healer in this land. Take it with pride, and be sure to remember it well. Dulce has finished all preparations. We're ready to brew the herbs up. Light the fire with mulberry wood and place the brew on top. Oh, look at the time. We should start cooling down the decoction now. Whoa, careful now. These are very precious ingredients, so make sure you don't spill a single drop. Let's see. It's set just right. Good. Now take out the decoction again. Now we need to simmer the decoction on low heat again. Make sure to keep an eye on it so the fire doesn't get too strong. All done, huh? You've worked hard. The quality of this isn't much different from the gyongoko I make. You got talent.
Gyongoko, you say? Well, I'll be. You just went and made that expensive stuff? Let me have a taste, just once.
Wasn't it the traveler who gathered all those pricey ingredients themselves? As long as you have the ingredients, making it is a piece of yuck. Oh, no! Don't say... You can't use an iron spoon! Raw Romania doesn't play nice with iron!
Oh, shoot. Well, ain't that something? I'm as blind as a bat when it comes to medicine. Now, let's see. Oh, tastes just like it did when I was a young'un.
Huh? You've tried gyongoko before? How could you have afforded such a precious decoction as a child?
Ah! Well, you see, oh yeah, I snuck some from the master's kitchen once.
It's a wonder you've survived this long without any help. Speaking of survival, could you do me a favor? You two will be headed to Dongmako soon, no? Before you go, could you drop by the Ministry of Culture and deliver this letter for me? Lately, we've been getting more patients, but they haven't increased the number of healers. So I wrote this letter to request more staff.
Dawdling and follow me now. Or might you need some persuading?
My lord! My lord! Oh, no, I told you, it's just a rash.
We'll figure out if it's a boil or a rash later. Hurry up and get moving now!
Well, what in the yoga's backside's going on over there? The chatter ain't sounding too friendly. Hey there, traveler. Look over yonder. It's Miss Myo and Mr. Turt. Why don't you mosey on over and ask him what the hullabaloo's all about?
Dulce! Traveler! We're in big trouble, Mjolp! Big hoppin' trouble! The constables are rounding up the people, Mjolp! They're taking everyone with red boils or pustules on their bodies, Mjolp! They're saying it's to prevent the spread of disease, so they need to be quarantined far away, Mjolp! And while investigating that guy Bion, I found something suspicious, Mjolp! The tiny Young showed up in Seoul matches when people started getting sick, Myop.
And like, whenever Bi-hyung swings by Seoul...
Y'all certain? That fella's had business with the Ministry of Culture? Now that I've chewed on it a bit, what was it the gatekeeper done said? Anyone who's been to Dongmakgol ain't allowed to set foot in Seoul. Now I hear that Bi-hyung's been coming and going like it's nothing. Something fishy's going on, if you ask from the get-go. This was all tied up with the minister. Especially if the plague could have been avoided. Did that make sense? Just so happens we got some business.
Stop right there. What brings you to the Ministry of Culture?
Howdy there. We're here on behalf of the infirmary. Got a letter to deliver to you.
All right, let's take a look. The number of patients is increasing, and we don't have enough healers. We need more staff. All right, all checks out. Just hand this letter over to them, and you're good to go.
Pardon me.
Where's the letter from? Ah, the infirmary. Now just leave it there.
Well, howdy there. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Oh, the good doctor asked me to fetch some medical documents. Mind if I go looking for them?
No problem. Just make sure to write down who you're renting it for and what book it is.
Kim Gum-doon's office should be right next door. We gotta give it a good old search. Let's sneak a peek, shall we? What's he up to over there? Is he burning something? Usually that's a sign of destroying evidence, ain't it? Huh? Oh, Traveler, the minister just left. Hurry up and check it out. Quick, quick! Oh, hot! Woo! Luckily, some of the writing is still intact. Let's see here. Offered Choyoung's mask to the great tree of goddess Samshin and held a ritual. It's all charred, kind of hard to read, but this is the legend about goddess Samshin driving away the plague god who terrorized Hwanghae province in the past. Offered Choyoung's mask. I've never read about this part of the story before. Could it be related to Bi-hyung wearing that red mask? But first things first. We got to tail Kim Gum-doon. He just left, so he can't have gone far. But first... Whew. I thought it'd be easy to catch up to him, but where the heck did this guy run off to? What? Where? Kim Gum-Leun? And Bi-Hyung?
Right. So the plague has spread to Seoul as well. Everything is going according to plan?
Yes, Minister. I have faithfully carried out your will to the letter.
Not only do we spread the disease, but we also release the cure to win people's favor. Brilliant! A masterstroke rivaling the greatest of strategies. I truly have a knack for recognizing talent, seeing how I discovered you myself. But I've heard some absurd rumors lately. They say the people are rallying to crown you as their king. I'm certain I needn't ask Bi-Hyung, but surely you aren't swayed by the words of such rabble.
It's just the common people's way of venting their frustrations. How could I ever dare to dream of going against you, Minister?
Good. That's how it should be. Always conduct yourself properly and don't tarnish my name. Remember who recognized your potential and nurtured it. Don't forget the grace of the one who took in a beast like you. I'm busy with official duties, so I must head back to Seoul now. Make sure everything is flawless to the very end.
Yes, Minister.
Well, what in the bootlicker's buffet is going on? Are Minister Kim Gum-Leun and Bi-Hyung in cahoots? Did they cause this mess? Oh, my stars. Yes, sirree. That red boil that was spreading around, turns out it was a plague they spread on purpose. They spread the disease, then used their secret cure to treat the folks. And goodness gracious, I even thanked him with a big old bow, not knowing any better. Minister Kim Gum-Leun is part of Jang Dae-sung's faction. Remember how they said they gained the people's support? That's what this is all about. You saw it too, didn't you, Traveler? There's a faction opposing our crown prince's ascension. So what if Bi-Hyung starts swaying public opinion? The ignorant folks will be easily led astray, won't they? And who stands to gain from all this? None other than the Prime Minister, Jang Dae-sung, the real power behind the throne. He'll use the decline in public support as an excuse to control the court from the get-go. Or maybe he's got other plans. What's with that look? You thinking, such petty tricks won't work, will they? Sure they will. The people are the foundation of a country. As long as this principle holds, any logic can be justified in the courts. But more urgent than that is Bi-Hyung. We gotta stop him before he spreads the disease any further. But how in the world is he spreading it? This place seems mighty suspicious. Shall we take a look? Huh? What would seem familiar in a remote place like this? What? What is all this? Wait, isn't this what Mi-hyun used to call upon the plague god back in Bomnae County? So the disease spread in Dongmakgo was due to the plague god as well? Oh heavens, what are we gonna do? How did Bi-Hyung know about this? How did he know a spell only a 900-year-old fox should know? How did A dragon? Oh, right. Bi-Hyung did mention something about commanding a dragon. Oh, my stars. He said his way was a bit different, though. Why didn't I think of it then? Oh, goodness gracious. In this country, there are folks who both practice Do arts and command spirits. These are the followers of the Jado school. That's right. And this ain't the time to be standing around. If Bi-Hyung is part of the Jado school, someone there must know something. We gotta find out who Bi-Hyung really is. Quick, let's go meet the Jado school's leader. Hurry!
Communing with the gods to reach enlightenment. This is the path the Jado school pursues. Communing with the...
Well, if it isn't the Chief Royal Secretary. Last I heard, you were exiled. What brings you to these lowly parts?
Master Kilthong, I got something that's been tickling my curiosity. You know the name Bi-Hyung, don't you? A dough wielder of the Jwado, I reckon?
8 years ago, I took him in as an orphan. I found him abandoned on the street and brought him back myself. But one day, he started using dough arts, all on his own. I never taught him a single thing. He must have picked it up by watching other dough wielders. It was a natural talent. I officially took him as my disciple, but he began to stray more and more.
Master, tell me, how can you be so selfless? We Jado can not only command minor spirits, but the whole world to bow down.
Bi-Hyung, a dough wielder must adhere to their principles. How can you not understand that?
I cannot stand idle and watch our school's brothers and sisters be persecuted like this. I'm leaving, Master, to broader horizons. I need actual power.
Back then, we had just settled our long-standing grudge with the Wudo school, and ran our school with a more open mindset. However, that didn't sit well with him. It was as if he longed for the old days when the Jwado thrived without rules. So, one day he just left, leaving behind a single letter. He claimed he found someone who appreciated his abilities more than I. Pio, how do you know that child? Yes, Bi-Hyung stayed briefly at the Jwado school.
Well, it's a long tale, but I'll cut to the chase. Bi-Hyung's been spreading a plague over in Hwanghae province. Me and the Travelers saw the ritual with our own eyes just days ago. It's exactly the same as back in Donghae province, no doubt about it. Master, you might want to take a look at this. Swapped it from Bi-Hyung's quarters. See this here drawing on the paper? Do you know what it is?
So he finally bonded with the Dragon God. I never expected him to achieve such a feat.
Now, that ain't the pressing matter here. We can chat about your old student's talents later. Bi-Hyung's been in cahoots with Minister Kim Gum-Deun, playing both sides, making folks sick and curing them, toying with the people. Master, you have a rough idea of how things are going in the country, right? We can't just let it be, no siree.
I agree. It's best we kill him.
What? What now? Ain't Bi-Hyung that old cherished student of yours? Talking about killing him so easy like. That ain't right, you know?
Bi-Hyung is currently communing directly with the Plague God, drawing out its power. All thanks to the Dragon God, a dough wielder of the Jwado school who communes with the gods, cannot be separated from them until their mortal body crumbles. The only way to save that child and the land of the morning light is to end his life.
Hold on, just wait a minute. Of course, when it comes to ghosts, the Master knows better than a humble porter like me. But back in the day, they say the goddess Samshin once chased away the plague god, didn't they?
True, but that was a long time ago. Besides, the goddess Samshin's great tree has lost its power now. Once upon a time, long before when tigers used to smoke pipes, black rain poured from the sky, and the first malevolent spirits ran rampant. When the people were groaning from the plague, Goddess Samshin appeared, swept away all the malevolent spirits, and returned to the heavens.
Well now, if we borrow the power of the goddess Samshin, I reckon we can wash away the plague god's influence, don't you think?
I disagree. The lives of the people are at stake. In times like these, we must choose the surest path.
Yes, sirree, you thought it through. That Bi-Hyung might be a scoundrel, but there's bound to be a reason behind his actions.
As I said earlier, this will be a reckless choice. I doubt it will work.
Ain't no middle ground now, is there? We ain't got no better solution, so let's give it a whirl. And we gotta ask Bi-Hyung why he did such a thing and make sure he pays for his misdeeds. So, Traveler, bring me a branch from the great tree blessed by the goddess Samshin. I'll be here setting up a grand old offering table while I wait.
Hit her!
Thank you, Traveler. Thanks to you, Goddess Samshin's name was not tarnished. Thank you, Traveler. Thanks to you, Goddess Samshin's name was not tarnished. When I became the Samshin tree, the first child I protected was Sunghi, but alas, my care could not stop his vengeance. I only hope that his revenge has quenched the child's thirst. Thank you, Traveler. The mission and power bestowed upon me are both ones of care and protection. When I tried to convey the message to the goddess and sought to uphold her name, it was already too late. I was the target of people's resentment. Thank you, Traveler. Thanks to you, Goddess Samshin's name was not tarnished. Thank you, Traveler. Someone's heartfelt wish briefly rested with me. That trace gathered people and called upon Samshin. Thank you,
Even Mr. Turt wouldn't be this late. Thought you might have gotten lost on the way. Now, we gotta take that branch and toss it into the fire. Now, we...
Looking for me, are you?
Ah, you're here. Let me cut right to the chase. Why on earth are you spread this plague around, huh?
Let's say I was just curious. If I were to gain actual power, how would those who ignored me react? It was as I expected. They all look up to me now.
Huh, you're full of it. So then explain to me why you met with Minister Kim Goom-yoon.
He is merely a tool to achieve my goals.
Oh, come on. You're not really aiming to become the king, are you?
You're beyond control.
Huh? Wait a sec. You're that...
Don't make me laugh. Even though you gave me this power initially, it is all mine now. You two will die from the plague.
Oh, the irony. A puppet with a will of its own. You're a failure. Time to eliminate you.
What the hell you doing? Stop! What in the world is happening?
You will regret coming here. You shall embrace the grasp of death! How amusing. How amusing. None! None shall ignore me anymore! No one! None! No. How away with you. It cannot end like this.
It's all over now, so just give it up already.
Go on then. Why don't you kill me?
Well now, you see, sins ain't repaid with death. You gotta spend your whole life repenting and reflecting to make amends. And besides, there's still more than enough work left for you here. You can start by helping them folks suffering from the plague.
I just wanted to have great power, so no one could ignore me and call me an...
I get where you're coming from, but gaining power by hurting others, that just leaves you with nothing in the end. Why not use that power for good, huh? A capable dough wielder like yourself? Why'd you go and do such a thing? Oh, and I overheard a little something before. What kind of trade did you make with Minister Kim Gum-ryun?
He's the one who took me in after I fled from the Jado school. He taught me how to call upon the plague god. As you might have guessed, he then instructed me to gradually spread the plague across the world. At first, I was thrilled at the thought of exacting vengeance on the world. But over time, the sight of the suffering began to weigh on me. So, without the minister's knowledge, I began to heal the people in secret.
Scoundrels Jang Dae-sung and Kim Gum-ryun, treating the lives of the people like playthings. They'll get their just desserts, mark my words. I'll take the precious Kyongoko we made and deliver it to the folks of Dongmakgo village. Traveler, head back to Yuenru. You got bigger fish to fry now.
And I'm going to end it here. Thank you everyone for watching this. I hope you have a good day.